finished my breakfast. So now I'm going to start my day. Well, I'm technically not starting my day because if you saw this morning, right when I woke up, I was doing some work on my phone, and then I also did emails on my computer. I just really like doing that first thing in the morning because I know personally if something isn't done like right when I wake up, I feel pressure that everyone is like waiting on me for it to be done, even though that's not the case in any way. But I just know for me, that's what works best. So I would rather work right when I wake up, get it done, and then I can kind of enjoy my time around lunchtime. And that's when I will usually like eat breakfast and do a workout. Breakfast. So that gap is coming to an end now. I need to get back to work. So we're gonna make a to-do list on this little notepad that I love to use. Saw that outside the UV index is 8 and I have not been outside in so long. So I think I'm gonna do some work outside today. One of the perks of working from home is that I can work from wherever I want, and I never take advantage of that. Honestly, it's so toxic. I always just work in my room. So since it's pretty warm out today, I think I'm gonna take my computer outside. It's just kind of tough because I don't want any of my electronics to overheat. But I might have to bring out a towel and make a little like umbrella for myself so that nothing overheats. But today my main task is to finish editing a YouTube video that has to go live tomorrow. I have to get it done by tonight because I just don't like saving things for the morning that they're due. What if something comes up and I don't have the time to finish it and then it has to be pushed back? So sometimes I even am staying awake until like 2 in the morning the night before something has to go up because I just want to get it done. All right, these are my tanning sunglasses because I just tried to find the biggest ones possible so that sun never touches my eye area because I don't want wrinkles. And I also have sunscreen on, of course. It is the next day now. As you guys saw, I was working until like, I think it was 2 in the morning last night. It was insane, but like I mentioned, I just wanted to get everything done so that I didn't have to worry about it when I woke up because I did have a nail appointment this morning. So I just wanted to be able to wake up and go to that stress-free. I'm looking right now, I ended up working 9.7 hours yesterday. Definitely a long day for me, but at least I got to be outside for some of it and make my own hours, obviously, so I'm grateful for that. I have been getting so many questions in my Instagram DMs and comments on like any of my videos that I make about becoming a virtual assistant, how to do it, where did I start, what qualifications do you need? So many questions, so I thought it would just be easier to make an entire video about it so that I can go really in depth for you guys. And I have screenshotted a ton of questions from just all my platforms that I get questions on. First, I just want to do a little bit of background because virtual assistant is such a broad term. I have seen videos on YouTube of people that are virtual assistants for a CEO or business owner, and I think in that sense they are more email focused and calendar planning, and I'm not sure that that would be quite full-time. I know a lot of people that are virtual assistants have multiple clients, and they might work 3 hours a week for 10 different clients. And I think that job also might be a little bit more focused on building a website if the company that you're working for doesn't already have one. And of course, everyone is different, so the company that you work for might have an Instagram account that they want you to run and post graphics on, so then that would be a little bit more graphic design. I think just overall, to be a virtual assistant, you need to be pretty tech savvy. But in my personal case, I work for an influencer, so I'm an influencer's assistant. Mine is very much editing based and graphic design based. I am also in charge of emails, but then I edit YouTube videos, I edit her podcast, I run one of her Instagram accounts and make all of the graphics and little videos and clips for that. So I would say that those are my main things that I do. And then if you're subscribed to my channel, I also have been going on trips with her recently, so it's becoming a little bit less virtual and a little bit more personal assistant type work when we are together, obviously, but we do live in different states right now, so that's why I'm completely virtual. But yeah, that's just a little bit of a background on what I do exactly before I get into more specific questions. The first question is, how were you able to find someone to work with? So this is kind of a funny story. It is very hard, at least in my opinion, because I knew that I wanted to work for an influencer, to find clients or people that want to actually hire you. So I was just cold emailing people. Like, a cold email is just emailing someone that has no idea who you are. And I would keep it short and sweet because I know, especially now as someone who sorts through emails for a living, that a paragraph this long is like not gonna help the situation. You just wanna get to the point, say who you are, say what you wanna do for them and why your work would be beneficial to them. I would also send a link to my resume, and after emailing a few people and not getting any responses, I also made a work sample. Since this is a graphic design type job, I made it really cute and colorful and wanted to show the influencer that I knew how to make cute and aesthetically pleasing things, because I'm sure that that would be a very big part of the job. My work sample just included some YouTube videos that I had done cool editing on, some photos that I had edited, a link to my podcast. I think that's all that was really in my work sample. Just obviously show samples of what you can do. I think that also helps because instead of just saying I can do this, this, and this, you can actually show them. So anyway, I got a little sidetracked there, but I just cold emailed people and those were the things that I included. I also kept an eye out on social media because I am a big fan of social media and followed a lot of influencers. So if any of them ever mentioned that they were feeling overwhelmed or feeling super busy or had to edit a video, anything like that that I could take off their hands, I would email them and say, oh, I saw your new YouTube video where you said that you had to skip hanging out with your friends to edit a YouTube video, and I just want to let you know that I know how to edit YouTube videos and I would love to do that for you. I actually only ended up emailing about 5 people before I found my boss, which I feel like is a very small amount. Most of them did not even respond. So don't get discouraged if no one is responding to you. Then my boss actually posted on her Instagram story and said that she was looking for an assistant and she needed help, gave a list of things, and I said, hey, I know how to do all of those things. Can I email you my resume? And she said, oh my God, yes. And the rest is history. So if you want to work for an influencer, keep an eye out on social media, because I actually saw 2 different people while I was looking for a job post on their Instagram story that they were looking for help. So it's a perfect way to line up with someone. Okay, next question is, what platforms are the best for building a website? I've heard mixed reviews on this and I've only ever used one, so I can't speak on all of them, but I did use WordPress and I thought that that was pretty user-friendly, especially if you have the paid version, because then you get way more options of layouts and stuff, and I did really like it. Next question is, should you make a website? And in my opinion, I don't think you need one, especially if you're sending over a resume and work samples. That shows everything that they really need to know right there. Just to explain it a little bit more, my work sample I would compare to like a presentation. It looked like a PowerPoint slide. It was like a few pages. Each page was for a different skill that I had, pretty much, with examples. Next question is, do I need a following to start? And I think definitely no. I do not have much of a following. On Instagram, I only have like 1,300 right now. I think when I got the job, I had maybe 1,100. On YouTube, I have about 3,000 right now. I do not think that you need a following to start. How are some ways that you can get clients? And I kind of already touched on that. Just keep an eye on social media. Look for people who might need help with anything and offer your services. Cold email them if you have to. Is paying for training programs actually worth it? I think no, honestly, just because virtual assistant is such a broad term, and I watched so many YouTube videos about being a virtual assistant, but they were all assistants for business owners or CEOs and not really doing the creative side that I wanted to do. So for me, I didn't think it was right to pay for any of the classes. Another reason I didn't want to do the paid courses is because a lot of them are focused on having multiple clients, and I knew that I just wanted to work with one person more full-time or close to full-time. Next question is, what platforms do you use on a daily basis? And I don't know if they mean my personal accounts or the accounts that I manage for the influencer that I work for. Personally, I don't use any social media daily. Maybe this person means what platforms, as in platforms for work. I use her Instagram daily. I use her email daily. I do probably use iMovie daily, which is how I edit my YouTube videos and her YouTube videos. So I think those are the 3 big ones that I would definitely be skilled in using. Okay, this question just kind of wanted me to specify what I do exactly. For example, do you reply to emails and social media posts and messages as well as create posts? So the answer to that is yes. I don't create posts on her personal account. I create posts for her podcast account, which is where all of the little cute graphics and quotes and Pinteresty things are posted. So I do create things for that. Oh, so that's on Photoshop. So I also probably use Photoshop daily. That's another one that I would be well versed in. Okay, this person said, I'm thinking of quitting my 9-to-5 job to work as a virtual assistant while pursuing my master's degree. Do you have any advice for someone who would like to start? My first piece of advice would actually be not to quit your job. I know you want to work towards your master's degree, so then I would think of maybe getting a different part-time job, just because with a virtual assistant, the hours can be very inconsistent and it's also very hard to even find clients. Honestly, that would be my biggest piece of advice. I did have another job for the first 9 months of me working as a virtual assistant because it was just not consistent pay at all. When I first started working as a virtual assistant, I was only working about 10 to 15 hours a week, and now I'm up to almost 40 a week. Also, keep in mind that I do video editing, which takes up a huge chunk of time. To edit one YouTube video, I think takes about 10 hours. So if you're only doing something like emails, that might only be about 30 minutes a day. So then I think in that case, you would definitely need more clients. Just to give a quick time frame on how long things take me, in case you want to look at how many hours a week you might be working. Every day I spend about 30 minutes on emails. For one YouTube video to edit, that takes around 10 hours. To edit one podcast episode, that also takes about 10 hours. Making graphics and posting on Instagram, I would say takes up about 4 hours a week. Do with that information what you will. If you think that that would be enough for you to quit your job or not. This person randomly applied to be a virtual assistant and got a response from a potential client, but she's never been a virtual assistant. Is there anything to worry about? Because I worry about jumping into a field that I don't have a great deal of knowledge. I know that this is so annoying, but it really just depends on the tasks that you are doing. I had 0 prior experience to being a virtual assistant or an assistant of any kind, but I did have a lot of experience with video editing and podcast editing and photo editing. Is this a job that you can learn on the way, or do you need to know everything first? I think if you are focused on emails and scheduling, then you can definitely learn along the way, because that is just kind of common sense. Your boss specifically will tell you what emails to sort through and put in certain folders and things like that. You need to be organized, but if it comes to video editing and more things for an influencer, I do think having prior experience is necessary, not even with a job, just knowing how to edit. On my resume, I just put video editor for myself because I do edit my own videos, so that just shows that I know how to use YouTube, I know how to upload a video. Did you pick a niche before advertising your services? Yes, I did know that I wanted to work for an influencer because I knew that I had a lot of skills that would be beneficial to an influencer. Are there any courses you have done prior to the job? No. I am completely self-taught in literally everything because I took this so seriously for my own YouTube channel and my own podcast, and I have always been the editor and producer and everything for myself. So when I decided that I wanted to start my own YouTube channel a few years ago, I spent hours watching tutorials on YouTube, like all completely free, just so that I could do it for myself. One more thing, this could be very useful. I use this app called Hours Tracker, and it is completely free. Once you open it, just a screen of your jobs come up. You can have multiple jobs if you do have multiple clients, and you just press it and press clock in, and it tracks all your hours for you. You type in what your hourly rate is and how often you get paid, and it tells you your pay periods and how much you will be making each pay period. Personally, I only get paid once a month, so my app knows that, and it tells me every time a pay period is up. It sends them kind of like an invoice, and I send them over to my boss. But this is such an easy way to track your hours, and you can even make adjustments to the times if you forget to punch in or forget to punch out one day. So I have answered all of the questions that I have seen on my Instagram and YouTube. If you have any more questions, please leave them down below, and I might even do a part 2 to this. If you guys have a lot more questions, I'm happy to answer anything that you want to know. But I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I wish you all the best at becoming a virtual assistant. You got this. Don't give up. If people are not replying to your emails, do not take it personally. Don't give up. You will find someone. I have faith in you. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.